Hi Sims, we need to talk about the aspirations today. Okay, so I wanted to talk about aspirations today in The Sims instead of actually going into doing some gameplay because, well, first off, there was an update yesterday and I have to sort through all my mods. And also, this has been weighing on my head for a while, and I'm wearing a hat because I wanted to wear a hat today. It's my beanie, I like my beanie. But aspirations has been something that's been on my mind for a bit of a while. I did rant about it a little in the Spa Day refresh update, and I'm gonna rant a little bit more today in this video. First off, we just got a nice little random sim of mine. He's a special sim, he's a special OC. He's a special OC of mine. So, currently in the game we have 53 visible aspirations, 54 if you count the grilled cheese aspiration, but I also kind of don't count that at the same time because it's a secret one, which in theory I like the idea of a secret one, but also I kind of wish it was just actually here on the food aspiration bit, because most people only see like the mixologist and master chef and think, okay, there's only 2 food ones, but technically there's 3. So, you know, little rant out the way, make the grilled cheese one no longer secret. I get why it's a secret, but also it needs to be there for the variety, guys. It needs to be there. And speaking of which, that's the problem I'm having with aspirations recently. There's no really new variety now to aspirations. A lot of them are just like, a lot of them feel like tutorials, which is an interesting thing. So we're gonna just pop Charlie here down into just a house, and we're gonna kind of just go through these aspirations, because a lot of them, like the base game ones, are kind of like, there's a whole like thing to them where a lot of them were like fresh and original at the time, and the new ones I think were like added through updates and stuff. And now we don't get a lot new aspirations whenever a pack comes out, and if my memory serves right, I'm probably going to be able to have a look at where all these packs, like where all these aspirations came from, and I'll guess to the best of my abilities and see like how they handle, how good they are, flies everywhere, because it's a bit of like a thing, kind of with the trait thing, you know. There needs to be more variety. We currently have the curator one, which we're going to just quickly pass on. So we're going to go and look at these one by one. So, animal aspirations. We got that with cats and dogs, and we only got one aspiration, friend of the animals, in which you have to have a pet in your household, be friends with a cat or dog, be friendly with animals 12 times. A nice, easy, like, you know, beginner one, as it should be. Then 5 cats or dogs, companions with 1 animal, train out 2 misbehaviors, which I think you can do with dogs and cats, but just more, you just gotta keep disciplining them every time. Then 2 animal companions, feel the love 5 times, which you can only get when they're companions, I think. Train out 4 misbehaviors. Play with 2 different pet ghosts. Again, introducing the ghost thing, which I like. You know, ghost animals. Feel the love with 8 different pets. Be friends with 12 cats and or dogs at the same time. It's a fun aspiration, but it's kind of sad that they only gave us 1 aspiration for the cats and dogs expansion. Not even like an animal-based aspiration on being a vet and like leveling up the vet skill and like, you know, having like earning like a specific amount of profit maybe as a vet technician, getting to level 10 of the skill, saving like, I don't know, like you have like, you know, treat 5 cats or dogs, treat 3 sick cats, treat 3 sick dogs, and maybe like treat sick dogs 50 times kind of thing. That would be kind of interesting. A aspiration around the vet tech skill, because they gave us the ability to make vet clinics. I feel like an aspiration around it could also help and add a bit of a challenge to it. Athletic, we have 2, which I feel like we need more, honestly. We got bodybuilder, which I've had Sims complete, and then they live forever. That's like the base. That's the reason why you do the bodybuilder trait, because your Sims live for like an extra 100 years. So you got basic trainer, exercise demon, fit to a T, bodybuilder, which focuses on the fitness skill itself. Nothing to do with the career, luckily, because I think the career was added in a bit later. But this was also like a base game one, and it's focusing wholly on the idea of gym venues, going and doing fitness stuff, pushing the limits, owning workout equipment. You know, I like that. Maybe some sort of a body-based aspiration, athletic aspiration could be maybe maybe a career-based one. I feel like you should have career-based aspirations and also like skill and social and just gameplay-based aspirations. I feel like that could work. We got Extreme Sports Enthusiast, which came with Snowy Escape, which I quite like because it's, you know, but it's kind of mixes in with doing like stuff in Mount Komorebi, like using vending machines, using the Mount Komorebi info board, getting your like skills up, encountering a Kadama or forest spirit. Like, I kind of get like why they added some of these things, like encountering a Kadama, or, you know, using the vending machines, or even like, well, just, yeah, those two. I feel like they shouldn't be like in the athletic one, they should be in the location based one maybe. But I kind of like that we've got these sports based like sort of ones. But I feel like we could have more, you know, because there's only two. Like, there's also like, 'cause there's not just like, you know, snowboarding. Man, well, okay, so the problem is we can't have more athletic aspirations unless we have more athletic-based skills, maybe. Because we've got, like, skiing, snowboarding, and rock climbing all came with Mount Komorebi expansion pack with Snowy Escape. We did get the climbing wall with the fitness stuff pack, and I like the fitness stuff pack despite people's reservations about it. And, you know, the bodybuilder thing just being purely based on the fitness skill. What if we had, like, a swimming-based skill, and you had, like, a, you know, water aerobics and diving based like athletic aspirations, and maybe some sort of diving, I say diving career, but we have a diving career, but it's like it's more based around island living, if that makes sense. But maybe more athletic aspirations. Creativity, we've got quite a bit. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We've got 6 of these. Painter, best-selling, and musical, I think are all base game. Master Maker is eco lifestyle. Lord of the Knits was knitting. Master Actor is get famous. And, okay, so these are actually quite good aspirations. Because, like, the Master Acting one, the thing is, this one focuses on the career as well. So it's using the acting career and the skill together, which I like. That's actually quite good, because it's, if you want to be an actor, you use the acting skill mainly. So having an aspiration with the acting skill and the acting career sort of mixed in together is quite good, though I hate that you have to receive an award for this aspiration, because I've never gotten that. None of my Sims get Starlight accolades for acting for some reason. It goes to Judith Ward. Painting one, this one is good because it's base game. It's base game, everybody likes painting. Painting has been in all the games? Was it in Sims 1? I don't know if it was, because I never played The Sims 1. Or if I did, I only played it for a little bit. But I don't think I focused on skills. Best-selling author, also, like, you know, it's focusing on the writing skill and the book gameplay, which I like. Earning 25,000 in royalties, I like that. So these are, like, fine base game ones, because this was during, like, the beginning of the game. The musical genius one, where it focuses mainly on the instruments and learning to write skills for them. So it's either the violin, the guitar, or the piano. Now, what I kind of want, maybe we need another musical-based aspiration. I feel like we could have a dancing aspiration that's only like one level, like the wellness ones. Like, you just reach the top of the dancing creeks. There's only 5 levels to it. You win like a couple you win like 10 dance battles maybe. Or you earn like amount of money dancing. That kind of thing. Like a dancing aspiration could be kind of fun to add into the creativity. Lord of the Knits, I don't really have to say much about this one because you got it through the knitting thing, and it focuses on knitting as much as you can and knitting in a rocking chair. So, you know, this one's a fine aspiration. Master Maker, this is eco lifestyle, obviously, and it focuses on the fabrication skill and the freelance fabrication crafting job. Because you got to do like freelance crafter gigs, making candles, collecting from insect farms. I don't know how that has anything to do with fabrication, but sure, I'll let that one slide for now, because it's like the extreme sports one where you gotta encounter a Kadama or use a vending machine. It's just, you know, here's a gameplay thing you can also do. Deviants, we only have 2 deviants aspirations, and this kind of bugs me. This bugs me a little. Because we have Chief of Mischief, which focuses on the mischief, skill, and pranking and stuff, which, fine, I've done it, it's fun. Public Enemy is just about being a horrible sim. Being like, this is a social aspiration, really, because it's all about being mean to people. I want a deviant aspiration that focuses on, like, being a burglar, essentially. Because we have the kleptomaniac skill, which I think was patched in an update. And I think that could be a fun aspiration, you know? Being like, you know, steal from Sims, pickpocket them, use your mischief skill to use some of the pickpocketing, like, things. Maybe, like, also using hacking to steal from, like, being the ultimate thief, essentially. We need an aspiration of being the ultimate cat burglar. Because I want that. And also, these are base games. We have no more deviances since. We haven't had any deviance updates. Like, the athletic one was, like, had like, one since it's, like, because it had bodybuilder, I think, from the start, and then extreme sports, like, last year. That's how long it's been. So we need more deviant stuff. Family stuff, super parents, successful lineage, big happy family. They all came with parenthood. Vampire family came with vampires, obviously. Now, I've never used the vampire one, but it's mostly based on using the vampire creation perk that you get when you level up as a vampire, and training your offsprings and creating a family out of vampires, which is fine. That's a fine, like, aspiration to have, because it takes the whole big happy family thing just with a twist. You know, big happy family is having, like, you know, children and grandbabies and having, like, being close with your family. Successful lineage is just making sure, like, you have, like, the one child and you just focus all your attention on them. So this is not just about, like, this is like a parent and child, like, aspiration where they've kind of got to work together. Like, the kid has to make sure they have A's. You've got to focus on having the child maxing their skills and having, like, an aspiration complete and get to the top of a career. The top of a career one is a little bit difficult, I just think, because if you don't have university, you don't send them to uni to get a course which gets them to a job in, like, a level 8. Instead, they start, like, level 3. But I'm not sure how quickly it goes up, though. And then super parent is just, you know, the helicopter parent that wants the child to be absolute, like, fantastic, because it's, like, got the character value trait stuff and, you know, focusing on the parent stuff. It's like successful lineage and super parent kind of go hand in hand, because super parent is about the parent making sure the kid, you know, gets the character values and they level up their traits and stuff. While successful lineage is, like, also make sure the child, you're not only a super parent, but also the child is just successful and has a good job. So these two kind of go hand in hand, which I like. I don't know about any other family-based aspirations. Maybe, like, I'd say maybe a grandparent one, but I don't know how that one would work. Maybe, like, one about being an aunt or an uncle. Again, I'm not too sure. Maybe a sibling-based one. Or, like, I don't know, because you can't have a neglectful parent aspiration. That'd just be mean. That'd just be mean and also very problematic, I think. Because you got super parent, but then it's like, some parents are just kind of, like, in your Sims can either be the best parent ever, or they can just not. You can just not deal with them. But I don't know what other kind of family aspirations you'd want, unless you added in the 100 baby challenge as, like, an actual in-game aspiration. Because people love that challenge. I don't, because I don't like the idea of having to deal with 100 kids. It just sounds too scary. But, you know, maybe 100 baby challenge aspiration, which someone did make, so you could, like, focus on it. But the problem is I think the 100 baby challenge is, like, generational. So I don't know how that would work. Food. Okay, food. I had problems with the food aspiration. Base game gave us Master Mixologist and Master Chef. You don't have just a cooking skill and a mixology skill. There is also a baking skill and gourmet cooking. City Living gave us experimental foods. Let's have a baking skill, which I'm going to be juvenile here and call it the Master Baker. Because, yeah. the master, like a baking aspiration where you like, you know, bake 2 treats while inspired, bake 5 excellent treats, achieve level 5 baking skill, you know, that kind of thing. You have the gourmet, like, cooking skill in this one here, but it's like only just in the end ones because you don't get the gourmet skill until level 5. Maybe a gourmet aspiration based around cooking the gourmet dishes exclusively. Kind of like this, cook 3 gourmet dishes at a single event. Maybe an entire like aspiration based around event planning, like, and dinner parties, because you have a dinner party events here, but you could do that as a full thing as well. And also there was another thing, was it baking? Oh yeah, the experimental foods from City Living. So other packs have given us like more different kinds of food. So let's have an experimental food aspiration. No wait, Dine Out gave us experimental foods. City Living gave us like cultural foods. Yeah, so Dine Out gave us experimental foods. Let's have an experimental food like aspiration with some sort of pretentious name, because there are like experimental food chefs out there. I don't know what they're actually called, but you know, things like that where it's like you make like, you learn, it would involve you going to restaurants a lot to try the foods, and that could be really fun because there's some really good experimental foods. I really like the volcano pasta and the like chocolate cube dessert things, like, and the bacon love petals, things like that. You could totally make an aspiration out of just learning that. And like the big goal at the end in like the level 4 build, the top level one, is learn every single experimental food and also cook them all as well. And also maybe take the pictures as well, because you have, that's an actual collection. You can like go into the collection and you can take pictures of all the experimental foods, and when you take pictures of them, you learn them. So you can like, it all works together, you know? And I think that could be a really good idea. Okay, fortune. We got 2. Fabulously wealthy, a mansion baron. Where is me Black Widow one? Arguably that could also go in love as well, but it could also go in fortune, because like it's all just about earning money from a job, which yeah, you can do, and also, you know, having a massive house. But there's other things to being rich. You know, you could have a philanthropist aspiration. There are charities in the game. At least in Get Famous. Get Famous could have like a philanthropist maybe style aspiration where you not only like become famous, but you focus on like maybe becoming like a charity event organizer and stuff. That kind of thing. That'd be fun. That could work. Knowledge, we have a lot in knowledge. Master Vampire, obviously, which is just about learning the vampire skills and defeating vampires in combat, though that's a bit hard unless you have other vampires in your world. And really the pack only gave us 3. Gave us Vlad, Caleb, and Lilith. And maybe that's why it's defeating vampires in combat, because you gotta beat the ones that came with the game. Renaissance Sim, this is very like, this is about careers and skills, which I like, it's good. Archaeology Scholar. This annoys me because we got the aspiration, but they didn't think to give us a job, a career based on being an archaeologist. And I feel like just they need that. If they ever refresh Jungle Adventure, just add a career. That's all you need. That's all you need. I wonder if they omitted it because it's a vacation world, but even so, I feel like this could work as a career. You know, Archaeology Scholar stuff. I like this one. It's a good one. Computer Whiz. This is focusing on the programming and video game aspirations, but also the programming career, the tech guru career. And that's it really. And the problem with the Computer Whiz one is, yeah, it utilizes a career, but you can't use this aspiration unless you go into the career. Kind of like the Master Chef one as well. Unless you go into the cooking career, you can't just get it on a whim. So if you want to do like a Super Sim challenge where you do all the aspirations, you have to be like leaving careers a lot. You'd be job hopping like a lot. So maybe like, I think an esports career. Someone I know, a mod, I think it's Snowy or someone. Snowy95 or a different one that I went to download mods from, they made like an esports career. And that could be fun because the thing is, there are video game tournaments in the game, and you could totally, like, you win prize money, and maybe you can add like an aspiration, like a game, like the get famous thing into it. No, actually no, because you'd have to go and get famous. Either way, esports. Like, focusing on the video gaming skill, focusing on doing the tournaments, maybe having the game mat as well, that kind of thing, an esports based one, with a streamer one as well maybe. That one could be in Get Famous because of the streaming desk. That kind of thing. Nerd Brain, I like Nerd Brain because it's just logic and rocket science. It's nice and simple. Spellcraft and Sorcery, this is obviously Realm of Magic. And this one's actually fine because it's just ranking up, knowing the spells. And like the potion one is the same thing. Academic, Freshman. Okay, so Academic I have a problem with. Or at least the Discover University only gave us one kind of aspiration, which is just getting the degree. There's way more to like university than just getting the degree. It was for getting the degree was my thing, and I didn't really have much of a social life until I went and did my masters and I started playing Dungeons and Dragons every week. But why isn't there like an aspiration based on like maybe the societies in there, joining the secret society in the game, in the pack maybe, or being a party person? We have cake parties, but they really, like, I guess they realize that glorifying party culture in university is kind of not, people don't do that now. Like, frat life and Greek life in, I guess, American universities is not something people look at fondly now. So, you know, maybe they didn't want to have a party-based aspiration, but it would have worked in, like, a social aspect because, like, in the original, like, in Sims 2, and I don't know about Sims 3's university pack, but you had a secret society. You could join the Greek houses, but you also had to focus on partying, I think, in the Greek houses to stay in it, as well as like do really well. So maybe like a university party aspiration could be good. I like the idea of it, at least, because then it's not just about being academic, it's also about having a social life in the university. Location, okay, so we got some things here. Okay, so Strangerville is story-based. I like that because it was a story-based pack. And I only use this one if I want to tell the Strangerville story. That's about it, really. Mount Komorebi Sightseer, this is just do the things in Mount Komorebi. It's because this is the point of location-based aspirations. They're focused on the world, except for these two, and I'll get to those. So, you know, and I've not used this one because it's like soaking in hot springs, using the vending machines, go sledding, go into the onsen, making a wish, taking it slow and becoming emotionally mindful, that kind of thing, which is fine. I don't know if Komorebi could have given us any more packs or any more aspirations. I'm not too sure. Fabulously Filthy. These came from the Bust the Dust kit, and oh boy, are we gonna have a talk about that. So, Fabulously Filthy. Leave a food out to spoil. Get 3 kitchen or bathroom objects dirty. Let at least 1 floor level of your home become dirty. Max out Charlie's fun motive while on a dusty, dirty, or filthy floor. Okay, so it's insert Sim's name here. I got very confused for a second. Successfully ask Sims to clean and befriend the dust bunnies and stuff. This is just a tutorial on how to be a slob. And then Perfectly Pristine, a tutorial on how to clean. Like, clean 3 kitchen or bathroom objects and vacuum for 3 hours and wash the dishes. I get why they made them, because we need more aspirations, but it's like, tutorials, essentially. And we have tutorial aspirations, but unless you actually turn on the tutorial at the beginning, you don't get access to those. And I don't count those aspirations because they're tutorial-based ones. City Native, this was just pure, like, this was just purely about the city living pack. Doing stuff in the neighborhoods, learning the singing skill. I feel like the singing skill could have also just been a creative aspiration as well. Maybe they add in a singing-based aspiration, because I like the singing career. The problem is you can't really do much with it. It's only good for karaoke. Beach life, this was just, you know, this was just being like relaxing in Sulani. Which is fine. Which is fine. It's location based. But maybe they could have also done an aspiration based around mermaids. Or maybe the conservation career. Again, career aspirations are fine if they focus on the career and maybe like a skill with it. Love. Okay, so Black Widow could also be a thing. Like, what about a first love kind of aspiration? We have soulmate, where it's basically this person is going to be with you forever. Serial romantic, where you just date as many people as you can. Like, again, the Black Widow one, or no, so Black Widow for love, Gold Digger for fortune. The Gold Digger one would take into account the funds in your romantic Sims household funds. So say you marry Jacques Villarreal and you moved him in, or you moved into his house. Whatever money he has would be sort of calculated into the aspiration, and it'd be like, you married a rich person. Like, there'd be a threshold. Like, if you married someone with only, like, in Charlie's case, 4,000 simoleons, you're not gonna get the aspiration to, like, tick. It's not gonna mark it off as being done, essentially. But if it was like, if the threshold was like 50,000 or 100,000, then it would count as being a gold digger because you're actively going after a rich sim. So I feel like Gold Digger and Black Widow could be fun. Black Widow I think is a bit too dark though, maybe because this is now a teen game, even though we technically had a Gold Digger aspiration in The Sims 2. God, I really miss some of The Sims 2 stuff. So I kind of feel like maybe they should have, like, something else here. But, like, a Gold Digger and a Black Widow ones would be interesting. Because, like, not all of us want to do happy, fun time houses. Look at the Black Widow challenge and the 100 Baby challenge. Like, we want a bit of scandal and drama in our Sims lives. It's like a soap opera. You know, that kind of thing. Nature. We got a lot of nature stuff. Okay, so Country Caretaker. This was cottage living. This was fine because it was all about the rabbits, the foxes, the crops, and the animals. It was purely based on the gameplay aspect stuff of country living. Cottage living. That's fine. Outdoor Enthusiast. We got this one with Outdoor Retreat. And it's all about finding the collectibles and the herbalism skill. It's purely based on camping. That's fine. I kind of wish we could do more. Maybe if we had an actual herbalist skill. Like aspiration. Because we have the herbalist skill. But I feel like having an actual like herbalist aspiration one where it's all about crafting the remedies. You know, growing the plants. Like harvest a perfect morel. Harvest a perfect false morel kind of thing. Like, mix it in with gardening. One. Pavera potions, this is fine. Like, I love the Realm of Magic pack. So I find, like, the aspirations here are actually fine. Because it's more, they're based around the gameplay of the learning magic and learning potion making. That's absolutely fine. I don't know what else you could do, but that's fine for me. Freelance botanist, this I think was base game. It's all about gardening. It's absolutely fine. You gotta grow a cow plant at the end. You know, that's fine. Angling ace. Fishing! I barely use this one. I don't fish a lot. But it's a fine aspiration because I've got Layla doing this one and it's absolutely fine because it's all about baiting and catching and using the fishing skill. It's a gameplay one again. The curator. I want more curator-based, like, aspirations. I want more aspirations about the collectibles, because this one uses the base game things. It's all about the crystals, or the frogs, or the fossils, and the elements, and completing a collection. The problem is, we got tons more. We got tons more collectibles, as we went on. Like, it wasn't just, like, a case of all of these. We got aliens, we got space rocks and stuff. And then we started getting insects and geodes. Decorative eggs, but that was a challenge. You know, experimental food ones. We got so many more of these, and I feel like we could do a couple more collector-based aspirations. They'd have to go with certain packs, though, because, like, Like buried treasure and like seashells, you could put an island living as a, you know. You could make like a Little Mermaid like style name with that one if you wanted to. Magical artifacts. This could just be a fun aspiration, just finding all the magical artifacts. Lightsaber parts, so that's Batu. We don't talk about Batu, do we? The Simmies. This could be a fun little aspiration, collecting all the Simmies. You know, we should do more aspirations based around the collectibles, because I like the collectibles. It's like part of the reason I play a lot, because I like finding all this stuff in the wild. Treasure Hunter. Oh yeah, this one's fine. This one's fine, finding the treasures. You know, maybe you could add in like an aspiration where you collect all the treasures in like Jungle Adventure. Eco Innovator, this is a weird one because it's all about the community neighborhood action plans, but as well as a civil designer, but it's just so strange because it's like, oh, you know, these ones can be like really easily done, and then it's like get to the top of the level of the civil designer career, and then it's like, okay, sure. Like, this is a bizarre one, essentially. It threw me off a little when I first saw it, but it's like, you know, I can live with it. Popularity, we need more of these. So, and I say that for someone who doesn't use these a lot. Like, world-famous celebrity, it's all about being famous, that's fine. Leader of the pack, it focuses on the club system in Get Together. Joke star, it's all about comedy. The problem with the entertainment career is it only gives you a chance to be classical musician essentially or comedian. Like there's no like singing career, there's no like band career. That I really want musicians. Debs, please. Friend of the world is fine because it's all about being friends. People say this is actually quite hard, but you can cheat it essentially if you just get the like always friendly aspiration from the reward store. Then whenever you meet someone, you become friends with them instantly. Party animal. Like, yeah, sure, all about the throwing the parties thing. But again, dinner parties could be a fun aspiration, and like the university partying. I feel like a popularity aspiration based on your social life in like in the university pack could be fine. Maybe maybe a fortune thing based on living frugally. You know, that kind of thing. Good vampire, again, easy. Like, they're very simplified. It's all about, like, becoming a good vampire. I've been talking for half an hour, Jesus. Star Wars. Well, this one's just... It's Star Wars. No one gives a shit about Star Wars, honestly. Fledgling, like, it's either you be a privateer, you be, like, a mercenary, or you join the Resistance or the First Order. That's the choice. Nothing else to it. And then the new ones which were wellness, which is all about, you know, being a Zen guru, finding inner peace through relaxation and meditation, or self-care. That's fine. We have a lot, but I feel like we're missing things. It just feels like we're missing more aspirations, you know? Like, the idea of, you know, a gold digger aspiration, a Black Widow, baking skill. Give me an aspiration called Master Baker because I am immature like that. You know, the experimental foods from Dine Out. There are so many, like this would be a great collection-based one because there's 20 of these things to take pictures of and 20 of them to learn. Do an entire experimental food aspiration where it's all about going to restaurants, trying experimental foods, taking pictures of the experimental foods, learning to cook them yourself in, like, your home and try making them excellent quality, that kind of thing. Like, that should be a thing. No, that's what I want. The Sugar Skulls, that's a Day of the Dead challenge. I think I missed that one. Although you can just find them in debug. It's fine. But that kind of thing. Like, I feel like we need more athletic-based aspirations based around the idea. But the thing is, we need more athletics-based skills in gameplay. Because there's a bit of a problem there. Creativity, add a singing skill. Maybe add bands. Well, bands is just the game pack I want. Musicians. You know, maybe more famous like, esports and streaming. Think about how people are famous now. Like, we have influence. Like, an aspiration around being an influencer. What about that? Like, these kind of things. Maybe add more career-based aspirations, because we got, like, you know, I want a burglar aspiration as well. Why must, you know, why must we have like a deviant aspiration where the only choice is to just be an absolute dickbag to people or pull pranks on everyone? Actually, that's kind of both the same thing, really. Because pranks are meant to confuse, not abuse. Basically, if a prank confuses someone, it's a good one if they laugh after. If they don't laugh, it's not a prank. It's just mean. Public enemies. You gotta be like either mean or prank. You know, give me my cat burglar one. Give me my... These are the kind of aspirations, like... Because this is why I feel there's no variety. It's very hard to explain how it's just... I need variety in my aspirations. And I've spent like half an hour talking about the problem I have with the aspirations. And just how I want more variety. Like, if the Spa Day refresh gave us 3 brand new aspirations based on the idea of utilizing meditation and, like, you know, going to the spa a lot, going to the lot tray a lot, blah. You know, getting your nails done and meditating, finding inner peace, charging people for massages, that kind of thing. There's so much more opportunity here. We could have maybe, yeah, like an influencer style aspiration, esports, streaming, gold digger, Black Widow, frugal based. Like, what's the point of giving us the freegan trait if we can't do a challenge on living as frugally as possible? That kind of thing. You know, more like university aspirations, not just based around like studying our butts off, but also having a social life and joining the clubs and stuff. A dancing aspiration. Like, they don't have to all be 4 levels long. Like, they could be like these, like 1 level long, 2 or 3, so long as they have a challenge to them and there's just more variety. Again, I want my baking skill. Also, I think, yeah, the grilled cheese aspiration should just be readily available here in just like the in the food bit. I get why they made it like a secret, but the problem is not everyone knows about all the secrets in the game. I'm pretty sure there's still secrets in this game I've missed out on. But if you had the grilled cheese aspiration as a food one, put it in the aspirations. What if someone wants to make a sim who's like, I'm just gonna be obsessed with cheese? Or you have a child sim who just eats nothing but grilled cheeses, like when they're like as a kid, and then they grow up and be like, I want to make all the grilled cheeses in the world. And then when they're a teenager, you could just give them that instead of having them make the grilled cheeses. Like, I get why they added that kind of requirement in, but again, it's the variety I need for my aspirations, you know? It's the variety we need. How many people actually know the grilled cheese aspiration exists? Like, if you put a poll up on every player, like, what would the percentage be? Anyway, that's my thoughts on it. I need more variety in aspirations. The refresh was an example of how they could give us more aspirations. I've ranted for like 40 minutes, my throat is very parched, and I'm probably going to put background music onto this because this was just silent for a lot of it. But, you know, sometimes you just want to make a skill about baking and call it Master Baker. Yes, I'm just that juvenile. But also, you know, I want my gold digger aspiration. I want my Black Widow aspiration. I'll relent and say maybe an aspiration based on the 100 baby challenge. You know, that kind of thing. That could just be what we need. And that's what I want the devs to maybe think about. Adding in new aspirations based on the categories we have. Because things like deviance just doesn't get enough love. Like, you know, it's one thing to be pranking and being mean to Sims. But where are my cat burglars and stealing things? That's what we need. Maybe with that aspiration could come the return of burglars. That kind of thing. So, that's me done on my rant. Thank you so much for watching. Please give me any ideas for aspirations you want in the comments, because I'd love to hear you guys' thoughts on this. And I'll see you all in the next video, which I don't know what I'm doing next. I've been kind of in a weird headspace lately. So I'm not sure what I'm going to be doing in regards to videos next, but I really wanted to get this off my chest at least. So thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what aspirations you want to see and write them in the comments below, and I shall see you in the next video. Bye bye now.